I don't think anything can ever prepare you for the news you get when your child is diagnosed with such a serious illness. And I remember just breaking down after the doctor had left the room and just left Hayley and I to it. And for the rest of the day I was quite emotional. And then I woke up in the morning in what was old nurses' accommodation, like emergency overnight accommodation that they put me in at Addenbrooke's, and I cried again a lot, and then realised that actually what I needed to try and do was be as strong as possible for Hayley and Camille in the situation that we were in. And I don't know if I cried then in front of them again at all throughout the whole process. And it wasn't because I didn't want to. I think it was just that trying to be as resolute as possible and trying to be as positive as possible for them too. The thing is, I was going into more sort of technical meetings with the neurosurgeon and things like that, and trying to understand the process and the science behind it a little bit more. And therefore the conversation I was having was very clinical, whereas actually what Hayley and Camille were going through was much more of the emotional state, I think. And that probably actually was detrimental to both me, but also Hayley as well, because she couldn't escape the emotion. And then I couldn't open that part up. So actually I think it was probably difficult for both of us being pigeonholed a little bit. My mental health throughout the process, I didn't probably realise that there was an impact, if I'm honest. I think what I'm quite good at, and subsequently through work and things like that, I've done lots of psychometric tests and things. What I'm able to do is very much go into process, and my desire to be in a process is much higher when I get under high levels of stress. So actually going through the treatment cycle with Camille and trying to understand what the next step would be was quite comforting to me. So being process driven, seeing a process in front of me and there was steps to go forward was really, really important. I think what subsequently happens when she stops treatment and then has to try and step into a normal life is you realise you've probably bottled up lots and lots of emotions over many months and years. And it doesn't come out very often, but it can. And it can expose itself in just this, I'll call it an explosion of emotions, but it can be quite a powerful experience when it does happen. I don't know if we opened up enough during the whole process, and actually if we had any issues now, I think we'd find it a lot easier to drive a conversation and to actually be self-reflective. I think at the time we were so worried about Camille's health that actually we didn't reflect on our own too much. So Tom's Trust is an incredibly important service for us and for many other families probably in the same situation as us. I think one of the things, as I've mentioned already, is the ability to just open up and have a safe place to talk to. I think it's really important that you're not judged for either being too low, too emotional, too guarded, actually, and having the support of a team like Tom's Trust have formed at Addenbrooke's and other places is incredibly important for us just to have that space to be able to talk openly.